This is the Latin lesson for today, July 2nd. It is July 2nd. It begins with the reasons why Juno, the daughter of Saturn, is angry with the Trojans. Id metoenes, fearing this or fearing it. And then the subject, Saturnia is the subject. And then just some adjectives describing her. Memor, what is she remembering? The belly, the veterus belly. And then it goes on the next line. Quad, so it's belly, quad, the war that. The war that she, still Saturnia, prima, is the subject. And then the verb gesserat. So it's guess, waged, and erat, had waged. Okay, the war that first she had waged ad Troiam, at Troy, pro caris argis, on behalf of her dear Greeks. Nec detiam causae, nor even have the causes, causae, see how it's plural? Causae, if it were singular, it would be causa. The plural of causa is causae. The causes, causes of what? Causes of her wrath. Ira is wrath. If you have more than one wrath, it's ira rum, of her wraths. And savage pain or griefs, or wild griefs. Wild griefs. So these things, the causes and griefs, exciderant, they had not yet fallen out from her mind. Okay, from her mind. Semicolon. Manet altamente repostum. So manet is the verb, repostum. It remains stored up, this anger, altamente, in her high mind or deep in her mind. Judicium paradis. So this is what it is that's been stored up there. The judgment of Paris. And the spretae formae, the spurned, spretae from sperno, I spurned. So spreta is the past participle, spurned. The spurned form, the injury to her spurned form. Okay, the injuria and judicium are both the subjects. Et genus invisum, and the unlooked for, the unseen race, and the honors of stolen Ganymede. That is, Ganymede, the boy who was raped from Troy to Mount Olympus by Jove. Hic acensus super iactatus aequor toto. His, by these things, acensa, from acendo, to light on fire, lit on fire, super, above. So, incensed by these things above, she does something. She archabots. She archabots the iactatos. So she, that is Juno, not stated, Juno, is the subject. The verb is archebot. You see on the next line here, see archebot. It's the first verb we come to. And who she keeps away, archebot means keeps away, are the yaktatos. Yaktatos is an adjective, so it just means tossed around. And where they are tossed around is on the whole sea. On the whole sea. Tot iquora means the whole sea. Okay. The Trojans are tossed around. So she archebots, she keeps away the Troas, yaktatos, and there isn't an and, this is a syndeton, the reliquias, so this is object 2, another direct object, the leftovers of 2 groups, seemingly, of the Danaans, of the Greeks, and of ungentle Achilles. This is a rhetorical figure called Hendiades, literally 1 through 2. 1 through 2. Hen means 1, dia means through, dus means, hen, dia means through, dus means 2. Okay? So instead of just saying leftovers of the Greeks, she splits it up, a general term for the Danaans, the Greeks, and a second, more specific term, ungentle Achilles. So she keeps them off. Where she keeps them off from, so that it still goes like this, archebot, she keeps away the Trojans, essentially is all the verb, the Trojans that are tossed around on the whole sea, and then there's no and, but just a comma, the leftovers, she says, of the Greeks. Keeps them away from Latium, Latio. In that modern Italian, the region is called Lazio. In classical studies, we tend to call it Latium. It's pronounced as I have done it. And how far away from Latium? Longe, far from Latium. Okay. And for how long does she do this? Per multos annos, through many years. Okay, so she keeps away the Trojans, tossed around on all the sea, and the leftovers of the Greeks and of ungentle Achilles. From Latium, far from Latium, through many years. Erabant, acti fatis mariomnia circum. So the subject is plural they, verb is erabant, and then where they are wandering is circum, around the Maria, the seas. If you looked it up in the dictionary, what you would find is mare, singular for sea. If you have more than one, it's Maria, the seas. Not just some seas, but all of them. Okay. And how, in what condition? Sorry about that. They're doing this. They are acti, driven, fates, by fate, or by the fates. The Greeks had, there were 3 fates, that's why it has it's plural here, not singular, by fates. Okay. Tantai molis erat. So the subject, believe it or not, is condere, Romanum gentem. To condere, which you know, the Romanum gentem, the Roman race, was so great of a heap, of a huge ordeal! Exclamation mark. Vixe conspectu siculae telluris in altum. So there's no verb in this one, it's just nouns. The verb is vela dabant, lighty. Okay, so lighty, happy. They dabant, vela, they set sails. It says literally give sails. And where they do this is hardly weeks a conspectu siculae, out a conspectu, out of the site of Sicily. And where they set sail to is in altum, into the deep, that is, into the sea. They do so. Happy they set sail, and ruebant, they understand. Ruebant, they rush. They rush through the spumas, the spume. There's such an English word that is the spray, the salt spray of the sea. The spume of the salt with bronze. The spume of the salt, that is another metaphor for the sea, with bronze. That is, the prow of the ship was covered with bronze. Okay, we'll go over that rhetorical figure later. It's a variety of metonymy. It's called metonymy, which just means Greek for change name. Easier is and this is also sort of a confusing term because it's used in more than one way in English. The Latin term for this is pars pro toto. Part for the whole, pars, part, pro for toto, the whole. So he doesn't say prow, he only refers to the bronze that's on the prow, pars pro toto. When, so they are sailing to sea, when, cum, Juno, Servanes, keeping, saving, an aeternum vulnus, aeternum wound, sub pectora, under her breast. Okay. Haec secum. What's the word that's left off here is says. She says, haec, these things as follows. Main incepto de sistera victam. So here she's exclaiming, and so she just uses infinitives, and she begins with ne, saying this is a question. It's a rhetorical question, but she starts with a question, and then she starts with the subject me, to desist from